Show you those real quick. Let me show you those real quick. GoPro battery died. Sorry about that. I'm a little rusty. Basically, I can't finish completely because I need to know oh, that's what's going on. Hey, what's up, Blackberry Ridgians? We are back here today in the wood shop. You've been a while since you've seen the wood shop, so I'm going to give you a wood shop update, tell you what's going on in the wood shop, and tell you what we're doing today. It's not going to be a full video on shop update. I'm just going to start it that way. We are making cabinets. We've been making cabinets for my company for a couple houses now. And something we might jump off into. We're kind of exploring with it, but we've already got a bunch of systems set up in place to do it, so we are jumping in full bore. I've got an investment property that my family and I are moving into, and we were trying to save the cabinets. I just recently decided to scrap the whole set of cabinets in the whole house, and we're building all new. So that's what you're going to see me doing today in the wood shop. I've got most of my parts and pieces cut, but we'll get into that here in a little bit. Let me give you a shop update first. You may have noticed a few things sitting behind me that are new that you haven't seen, and you also may have noticed there's a bunch of wood everywhere. So here is what we are doing. We have pretty much turned this into a cabinet shop. We've reconfigured some things. The table saw was right here to cut that way. For efficiency, because we're bringing in all of our materials for the cabinets. Let me show you those real quick. There's the materials for just this set of cabinets. It was about twice that high, but we've been cutting on it. Anyways, that can come right in the door here, go right through the table saw. Big mess there. We don't have our dust collection set up on that yet. I'll show you that here in just a minute. And we can just keep ripping that way, and then ultimately this is kind of our ripping station. There's our chopping station, although we're looking at getting a radial arm saw to be more efficient at that, because that only cuts like, I don't know, 18-inch material or something. And most of these cabinet sides, like these are some ripped cabinet sides right here, those are 23 to 24 inches. Actually, they could be 21 for a vanity, 23 for a kitchen, and like 26 for like refrigerator and oven stacks and things like that. So that saw right there doesn't quite cut it. We have to flip it over and cut it again, which means we're not efficient. And we're trying to get to see how efficient we can get with building these cabinets to see if it makes sense to do it. So far, based off of the couple houses we've done up to this point, it really makes sense for us to do it. We're able to save our customers quite a bit of money, save ourselves quite a bit of money, and Mr. J loves doing it. So let's show you the planer gets used quite a bit. The router table gets used a lot making doors. These are just all some parts and pieces on top, but that router table sits up here. We've got router bits to do shaker style doors. We've got router bits to do your traditional looking style door. What's the name of that? I can't even think of it. Raised panel, sorry. Nobody really does the raised panel anymore, but we have the bits to do it. So we can pretty much build any cabinet you want. Right now we're just kind of doing full overlay stuff, but that's getting into the cabinets. We're talking about the shop. So router table, planer gets used, table saw gets used, chop saw's getting used like crazy. That's our makeup station. And then right here is our dust collection. We just bought this. As you can see, we've got some in here, but not near enough because we don't have everything piped. The only thing we really have piped right now is the chop saw. We desperately need to run a pipe up and over for the table saw. This table saw, when it's not being used, becomes a sanding station, so there needs to be something here for the sanders. And then we have our pocket hole station right here, which we've kind of got just set up with a DeWalt vacuum right now. Kind of makes it work, but we really need to go up and over and drop a port down right here to hook that in. So we've got this dust collection system. It seems to work awesome. It's a jet vortex cone. This right here just kind of knocks all the sawdust off the filter down into the bag. And of course it's sucking as it's going. When that thing's going, it's pretty loud in here. Also, we have its brother, but we just haven't had the time to hook it up yet. We have been slammed, as I've noted before. So we have had zero time to do much of anything. But here's all the ports, in and out, you know, open, closed, slide of the hand, hard to do while you're trying to hold a camera, but there you go, some connections, some couplings. This is our air filter. This actually mounts up on the ceiling, and it takes all the fine particulates out of the air that are floating around and runs it through that whole system and spits air back out. It has some just washable filters on it, which are nice, and will help keep stuff like, it will, hang on, I didn't just stop, I'm just trying to get to a good example. It'll help with stuff like this. It'll help keep all of that off of this whole building, this whole workshop, even though it's inevitable. And the worst part about it is just all that sawdust sitting all over our tools. If that doesn't work very well, I might need to explore building some doors or something like that for that tool locker area. So jump into cabinets. What have we done with cabinets so far? Cabinets so far, we have got all of our parts and pieces cut. These are all of our sides and like our bottoms that sit in the cabinet. These pieces of poplar you see laying around, what I'm working on now is drilling all the pocket holes for them, but that's all of our stiles and rails and dividers. As you can see, these aren't drilled yet here. For instance, these are uppers. These are lowers. This is for the kitchen island. Over there's some more island. These are cleats and toe kick things for all of that. So there's just a lot of components that go into these, but a lot of these components are repeatable cuts. So we are able to just, for instance, I was talking about the sides, 23 inches, 21 inches, 26 inches. We knows what those are. So you can just go ahead and prep that stuff, run it right through the table saw, and have it sitting on the side ready to go, ready for assembly. So let me show you real quick. Oh, you got a stack of drawers over there. That's for another job that we just finished, not for the one I'm working on today. You got your trash drawer here. You got your drawer stack here. That's actually upside down. That flips over, gets a hole cut in it, a trash can set in it. You can see where it says Spec 1, one of our other houses. But all that goes to that house. You can see the routed out areas here. That's pretty ugly, but nobody will ever see it. That's for a, these are for soft close drawer guides mounted on the bottom. Pretty nice little feature there. And then here's one I just finished, just kind of getting it ready. The only thing I lack on this is putting a back and a toe kick on it, but that's my master vanity for the investment property we're working on. And we'll have a drawer stack here, 2 doors here, sink, and then countertop in between. But there's one kind of almost assembled. Putting the backs on is the last thing we'll do. And I don't have any toe kick material cut right now to put that toe kick on. I just wanted to get that one built and out of the way so Amber can come up here and kind of see what she's got. So right, like I said before, I'm gonna get back on drilling all these pocket holes. We've got, you know, certain ends that have pocket hole attachment and certain ends that don't have anything. They just get screwed into. So it's all a big game. It's all lots of time in preparation, in figuring out where you're gonna drill, what you're gonna cut, how big your drawers are gonna be, how big things need to be based off some standard industry sizing. and going from there. So it's nothing anybody can't do. It just takes quite a bit of forethought before you can ever jump into this, because we don't have a program yet. That's another thing. We don't have a computer program yet that will allow us to just spit out the numbers. We can take a computer program, put in the parameters, how we want to build the cabinets, how we want them built, and it'll spit out to me not only drawings, but it'll spit out to me cuts of everything. So we can just take those printouts and just start cutting wood. So that'll be the next thing we get. It's about $1,000. And I'm going to have to donate a laptop to it to sit up here, but it'll be more efficient. I'm going to get back on cutting the pocket holes, drilling the pocket holes, getting that stuff ready for all these face frames for all the cabinets. That's the first thing we do, is make the face frame, and then we assemble the box out of all this 1/2-inch MDF, which, by the way, these are economical cabinets. Let me just mention that. I like, for my house, my parents' house, houses of higher quality, I would not use this material. This material is not great if it gets wet. However, in Tulsa, where we're at, that's pretty much industry standard with what you're going to get in the price range homes that we're building these for right now. When we step up and do my cabinets at my personal house and my parents' cabinets, and we've got some customers' cabinets that are coming down the pipe too, we're going to go ahead and step up to using plywood for those. So just wanted to throw that out there, because some of you may note that that MDF material is not great for wet areas, and you're absolutely right. So, uh-oh, we've got a visitor. So what I'm going to do is jump back on the pocket holes, jump back on assembly, and just probably put you on a time lapse and let you watch me. So here we go. And who's walking in? Is it a thief? Ooh. Is it a hiding thief? It's Marmy and Pappy.
Hey, Joshy.
Where's Marmy? Did she walk around the corner?
Yeah, she's hiding.
Okay, well, I'm going to jump back on assembly. So time lapse, and then I'll come to you whenever I get all these suckers built, or I may stop if I think I need to tell you something. Okay, well, that took about, my watch is turned off, I don't know, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 hours to Craig jig. Let me see what time it is so I can tell you for sure, so we're not just guessing. 2 o'clock. Yeah, probably about 3 hours, maybe 3.5 hours to completely finish all my face frames. There they all are, stacked right up there. Now that's a kitchen, and that is a master, well, the master vanities out there you saw. That's a kitchen and a bathroom. The only thing that is not done, this is the refrigerator box back here, and then this is the kitchen island. We have not picked out our microwave yet that's gonna go in the island. So there's two different numbers there, 27 or 30 inches. We just don't know what that is yet. So I have not filled in the island, but it's framed and ready to go basically. So moving on to now building the boxes. That's a whole other process. So then we're gonna build the boxes, and then we're gonna attach the face frame to the boxes. So the box material is all this MDF that you see laying around. We're gonna start with our bathroom. Those are my two sides. That's my bottom. And then there's a divider for a stack of drawers in this as well. So Jay has made us this little jig for whenever we're building all of our cabinets. This is at the perfect height for the toe kick and everything. We are going to lay our MDF on here. It's going to sit up against here. This is a cleat for our bottom to sit on. So we're going to lay our side down, shoot on this cleat, and then that gives us the ability to set our side onto that cleat, or our bottom onto that cleat that's on each side, and for it to sit and go across. So that's what we're going to be doing. This room is going to fill up with boxes really quick, and I'm here by myself with not a whole lot of room to move stuff around, and it's kind of getting later in the day, so I'm probably going to do what I can do until I've got too much in the way, and then we'll come back tomorrow and finish them, start building drawers and doors, and just try to get these things done as fast as possible. Just wanted to show you what we were doing, moving on to the next step. So here we go. Okay, well, I am out of the right length nails that I need, and it is about 3:30 anyways. We're having the family over tonight, so I'm just gonna call it a day. You can see why the correct length nails are important. I pulled this face frame off, just trying to move the cabinet. So I get to redo that cabinet tomorrow. We've got these done and put together. I've got sides ready to roll. I probably have, my guess is 2 hours worth of putting cabinets together tomorrow, and then we can move on to putting the backs on and start cutting on doors and drawers. So I'll see you tomorrow. Well, for me tomorrow, for you it'd be like 3, 2, 1. Okay. Well, I think we're gonna end cabinet video 1 right here. I basically can't, I can't finish 1 or 2 boxes because I'm out of screws again. So, but the majority of it's built. You can see it behind me. Basically all the boxes, all the face frames, everything's done. Everything's assembled. We're now down to, with the exception of a couple of boxes, down to just building doors and drawers. Not that it's just, that's what seems to be about half the battle, but it's kind of deceiving building these because you get, you know, the face frames done and you're like, man, that's a huge box checked. And then you get the boxes built and you're like, that's a huge box checked. And then you get the face frames put on the boxes and you're like, all right, I'm basically done. No, you're not. You still have all the little things like these nailers to put in right here, toe kicks to put on down here. You know, I'm cheaping out on these a little bit in that I'm not going to do a back. In all the houses that I build, custom build, and that we build, I would be putting a back on all these cabinets. It's just a little bit of an extra detail, helps keep things from racking, and plus whenever you open your cabinet doors, you have a nice finished wood back on there. But This is an investment property. This is a kind of a flip house, so we're not really gonna go, I mean, these cabinets alone are gonna be a major, major upgrade for what this house is. So we're skipping out and just doing a nail strip like you see right here. In the uppers, we did a nail strip at the bottom and at the top, so you can screw into the wall, but you are gonna see exposed sheetrock behind that. It'll just all be painted in with the cabinet. So right here, you know, right here we have a lower in the kitchen with a drawer and doors. This will be next to the stove with 3 drawers. This right here is a vanity, so it's a little bit shallower than these. These are at 24 inches. These are at 22 inches finished. That's the trash can for the island. This is just kind of a big, tall storage pantry here. This is the master vanity that still needs its nail strips on. They're cut. I just can't put them on because I'm out of screws. So we will put those on tomorrow after I go to Lowe's. But that's it for cabinet video 1. And whenever we come back, we'll be making doors and drawers and all, cutting all the parts and pieces and showing you what goes into that. So I know that this was a very like 3,000 foot level approach at these cabinets. I didn't want to get caught down in the details. I can do a very detailed video if you want of measuring and taking off and doing all that stuff with cabinets, but not real sure that's what any of you are really interested in. So if you want more information or you want me to get to that level of detail, I certainly can in another video. But for now, that's just kind of showing you what we were doing up here at the Ridge today in the wood shop. So if you want to see more, like I said, just make some noise in the comments, and if there's enough noise made, then we'll go from there. All right, so I'm gonna turn this off, and then it's gonna be several days before you see cabinet video 2, but I'm gonna start cabinet video 2 in about 10 seconds. As soon as I get done saying, we'll see you next time up on the Ridge.